You can see a complete separation of the ball joint there. What's the story on this?
Lower ball joint came undone at about 60 miles an hour.
So when you went off the road, was there anybody coming the other way, or was it open road?
Whole family full of 5 in a Toyota Camry.
Holy crap.
Missed them probably like by that much.
You guys are watching Brian's Mobile 1. Brian's Mobile 1.
So I pulled over to help these guys with what I thought would be a flat tire or something. You see it's a smooth road, and come around, find out they had a ball joint come undone. What's the story on this?
Lower ball joint came undone at about 60 miles an hour heading, I guess that would be.
Oh, you're going eastbound then.
Eastbound.
But still, that's a clean road. No bumps, no potholes.
Very clean road, snapped straight into the ditch. Same thing happened to the passenger side about a week ago.
And what's the story on the truck, and where'd the ball joints come from? How old are they?
I would say the ball joints are maybe a month old.
A month old, not even years old. Yeah.
A couple months of that. And they came from Amazon.
From where?
Amazon.
Would you recommend buying car parts or ball joints from Amazon?
Absolutely not.
Why?
They don't go on my truck, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. So do you have similar damage on the other side from last week?
Same thing.
Mind if we get a shot of that?
That luckily happened backing into a parking stall.
I see a lot of them fail in parking lots or turning at an intersection at low speed.
That's lucky.
That's lucky.
Scary deal.
So how fast were you going, you say?
60, 65.
60, 65. You see the skid marks here. I'm just gonna trot out here and show this. So you can see where it came undone. You can see where the left side was down on the ground. You see the skid marks, but there's really nothing there. There's no potholes, there's no debris in the road, nothing at all. So you went through this little ditch here, didn't you? You see the skid marks off through here. So did this pitch in and throw the back end up in the air to the side? How did it get in this position from coming this way?
Front end dug down and just swung the back end.
That's what I mean. Yeah, so the front end digs in, the back side becomes unweighted and just hops to the side. That's gnarly. Well, I'm glad you're okay.
Oh, thank you.
You bet. So they've been lifting it up and getting a ratchet strapped together so they can get it on the trailer. You can see the CV axle got pulled out. You can see a complete separation of the ball joint there. Yeah, it's just completely snapped apart. So you guys tried to get the ball joint out, looks like, right?
Yeah.
The nut came off the bottom for that.
Here's the passenger side. Same spot.
Just snapped at the base of it. So sometimes if you over tighten the bolt, they'll snap right here.
Yeah,
but that's not the case. It had nothing to do with the way it was installed. It had everything to do with the strength of materials, fatigue. That lasted a month.
Yep.
So when you went off the road, was there anybody coming the other way, or was it open road?
Whole family full of 5 in a Toyota Camry.
Holy crap.
Missed them probably like by that much.
Did they maneuver a little bit to miss you too?
No, I don't think they even saw me coming.
They were just totally just cruising down the road.
In their business.
What time of day was it?
Probably about 6 o'clock.
So it's light outside.
Yeah.
It's still daytime.
Yep.
They say dusk right now is about 8:30 or 9. That's scary. That's lucky for you and them.
Yeah.
Preston's a diesel mechanic. He's putting this board underneath and he's making it like a ski so that when we drag the truck backwards, it'll get through the dirt okay, so that we can get it on the truck. Trouble is if you have a ball joint undone, what we found by experience is the wheel will get into the bumper when you try to back up, and it'll work to stop you. It's that tire tread versus slick loose wood that can just glide through it. So Preston here got a tackle on that. We've got everything strapped together, and we got some slope to back up onto the highway with. And if we need it, we could winch it around a little bit with the Tacoma, and then jack it up to get it onto the trailer. We use some traction pads. And then whatever this crap is, there was a big bonfire drinking party. They left that white stuff behind. It's been handy. So we used the kinetic line and we drug it. The skid, skid conveyance log, whatever you want to call it, worked. And we're up on the road almost to the trailer. So we used a 6-foot tow strap and we just gave her 4 or 5 yanks and we got it to where it's pretty lined up with the trailer. Trailer can get down to it at least now. What do you think, Z? Hey, high five. Good job, bud. Good listen. That's what a hero looks like. He kept the truck out of the Camry. Was it Camry?
Yeah.
Jeez, man. All right, bud, you ready to go? Let's go. Cleared out all the straps. And we jacked this up with a block to get all that good. Now we're using our log. We basically jacked it up and then pulled the trailer under it. We're gonna pull it off the log and then we may jack this up or not and put it underneath of it again. Huge shout out to Braden and Preston for allowing me to post this on YouTube. I got their permission. When I first rolled up, I said, look, I've got some tools, I've got some expertise, I may be able to help you with this. They had it well in hand. They would have been fine, but they allowed me to help and to film. And in the end, they were appreciative. Preston was the one that called the shots ultimately, but I was able to give him some tools and suggestions that were able to help him get done faster, which his wife was happy about, it sounded like. There's no other system on your car that's more important to use good parts on than your steering suspension components. If your steering goes out, you don't get to choose where you're going. You have a little bit of control, and as I said earlier, Preston, his younger brother Braden was a hero in this situation. I mean, Preston was a hero for rescuing his brother and getting his truck back going, but with Braden, he was able to have quick reflexes. That helps being young, but he's able to bleed off enough speed at the right times to miss that Toyota Camry and save the lives of who knows how many. I don't know about you guys, but I read NTSB investigation reports all the time, whether it's, you know, transport vans or that whatever. I also do contract work for an engineering company that recreates accidents for expert witness evidence. I've studied in depth a number of fatal cases, and this reads or sounds exact. It looks, walks, squawks like a fatal case. You got a car full of people, you got a pickup truck, they're at high speed, you know, near a head-on collision. This easily could have been a fatal accident. The last case I was recently working on was a van full of 7 people, and they got rear-ended by a big heavy truck, and half of those 8 people didn't make it home. I mean, these things can be really bad. I don't mean to extend this, but the main reason why I wanted to do this video is because I want people to understand that bad things can happen very easily, and it behooves you to use good parts. There's nothing more expensive than using cheap steering components. If you don't survive the accident, you just lost everything that you have. Everything is riding on that. If your brakes go out, you have an emergency brake, or you can aim for something cheap. When you take the ASE certification test, they ask you what's the most important system on the vehicle. You know, brakes, steering, all this other kind of stuff. Technician A says this, technician B says this, but that boils down to steering is the most important one. I wanted to know for sure, just like I read the cases and investigation kind of stuff, the devil's in the details. Which Amazon thing was it that was put on this truck? And it was actually a kit that has everything in it for like $200. Some of the reviews say 170, some say 270. But we're talking upper control arms, all your steering linkages, pitman arm, idler arm, and tie rods, everything for that price. I mean, like one upper control arm should cost about what the whole kit costs. They are going to get that all swapped out. They're saving up some money so that they can do it right, and kudos to him. Kudos to Braden for doing such a good job at controlling the vehicle with braking power, because your steering's gone, but you can at least brake, and he's able to miss that Toyota Camry with 5 people in it. Just a tremendous good outcome considering how horrible these ball joints were. Thanks for watching. If you guys learned something new from this, let me know in the comments below. If you want to have control of your vehicle, use good steering components. If you want to have control of what videos you see here on YouTube, make sure to take advantage of the subscribe button and then turn on notifications. I've got a lot of really great videos coming up. I'd love to see you on there and in the comments. And as always, I really appreciate your support. Cheers.
I ain't going back, I'm not falling. I'll push all my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows.